Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back. I wanted to discuss the fact that how can you spot a truly successful person who also has some power in this world. And a lot of people think that people that show off their wealth on social media are among those. But of course, this is a childish notion, because if somebody, was extremely wealthy, and do you think that they would want to draw attention to themselves a lot? And do you think that they would want the attention of the tax service? In America, it's IRS, but obviously in other countries around the world, it's something else. But every country has their own tax service, and they steal money from you. So they can fund their little projects, they can give the money to their friends, and they can fund the running of the government, as they say, and services for the people, which, in most cases is just wasting money. But it doesn't matter, whatever your political affiliation is, nobody really enjoys, money being taken from them by force, because, obviously if you don't pay, you go in front of a judge, and he says, yeah, you have to pay. And if you still don't pay, they throw you in jail. And if you still don't pay, they garnish everything you have. And if you still don't pay, and if you don't want to be thrown into a jail and you resist arrest, as they say, they shoot you, they kill you. That's right. But anyway, it is what it is. We have this system, and the whole world has this system, and some people want to live on the backs of other people. That was always the case. That was always the case. From small tribe, the tribal chief, at least the tribal chief usually was, the strongest man, the best hunter and stuff like that, or the wisest, But at least in the old times, at least they had some redeeming qualities, unless, of course, this chiefdom was hereditary. Then, of course, his son might be a total dunce, and then, the whole thing is not fair anymore. But, life is not fair. Yeah, at least in the old times, at least you had to have some redeeming qualities to be in charge, because to be in charge is not a privilege. To be in charge is, it's a lot of thinking, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of organization, it's a lot of strategic thinking and operating. It's a heavy load. It's not good. It's not nice. The ones of you that run their own companies know how this is. It's not a privilege. Sure, you can hire and fire. You can decide. Your word is the last. But you have this, it's not a burden, but you have this thing, this extra thing on your back 24/7, You think about it, you strategize all the time, So it's a part of you. It's not like the employee can just, at the end of the day, you can just sort of forget about it, unless it's a very, very tough job and they want a lot of you, which some do. So yeah, I mean, how did we come to this? I don't know, but I started talking about the ones that show their wealth, to others, and they potentiate it and they show off, are usually not the ones that are truly, wealthy, or that are truly have any power, because the ones that truly have something to lose, or truly want to keep their wealth and power, usually do not brag about it, usually do not show off about it, So they try to keep it on the down low, and they do that because it's better that way. You will not be there will be no jealousy towards you. There will be no strong emotions towards you. There will be no, as I said, there will be no jealousy, basically, for what you have or what you've done. As soon as you're on the radar, as soon as you are more on the radar, then usually means that people start poking at you. People start researching you. People start trying to bring you down. All these famous rich people, or famous philanthropist, or famous businessman, or whatever, when that they became well known through PR and favorable press. They are pretty much all, if not all, at some point they get taken down. Right now it's happening to Elon Musk. Right now they're taking him down. Right now. I don't know why. Maybe he was a bit too honest about certain topics. And he stepped on some shoes, or at least they thought that it's not going to be good if he continues talking about that. So they're bringing him down right now. The same press and the same media that basically built his reputation are now destroying it. And they just want to tell you, look, if you thought that you are the one in charge, no, we are in charge, you see. We are in charge. We can make it and we can break you. And, that's how it is. I don't know if this is all about the Mars plans or not, because I've noticed that, okay, they are attacking him for Tesla, but I've noticed that ever since he announced a couple of years ago, or a year ago, his Mars plans, the press started to be not as good to him personally. I mean, they always were attacking, Tesla for certain things, the company, the car company he has. I mean, he doesn't have it, he's just, it's not a chairman, but, because it's a public traded company. And as soon as you have a public traded company, SpaceX, to my knowledge at least, is not a publicly traded company. So SpaceX is going really well, but Tesla is constantly being attacked, and now they're attacking him personally. You know, there's certain stupid things he said, but you know, everybody does that, and they don't get crucified. I'm not defending the guy, I don't even know the guy, but it just seems kind of, you know, odd. Ever since he announced Mars plans, you know, I've noticed that they started to attack him, and his public company, which is Tesla, is especially being attacked because there are competing interests. You know, some people wanted to work out, and some people wanted to fail. Can you imagine? You know, they wanted to fail because their positions on the stock market are shorts. They're against him, you know. They're betting that the stock will go down. So they want to depress the stock, you know, so they can sell it back and make a profit. I mean, buy it back and make a profit. So, you know, it's basically if you're making a wrong bet, and it's quite obvious right now that their bets were wrong, because the Model 3 that came out, you know, I think this year. I think it was this year, yeah. Model 3, which is the affordable electric car, came out this year. So obviously, the stock, if they can deliver, you know, in large enough quantities, if they can do that, obviously the stock will go up enormously. And all the ones that bet against it will lose billions. So obviously they don't want to do that. So they would rather destroy a company just as long as they can make money. You know, this is the world we live in. But yeah, so the ones that peacock and brag about how wealthy they are, they're usually not that wealthy, or they're not as wealthy as they portray themselves to be. You know, because, as I said again before, if you're really wealthy, you have a lot to lose, and you don't want to expose yourself too much. The ones that became wealthy and known through the press and through the PR, you know, through channels that you know, they had connections in, whatever, you know, they're much more vulnerable because everybody knows about them, everybody knows their business, and the more they know about you, the more they know about your business, the more vulnerable you are to everybody. Not just to the press that build you up, but pretty much everybody. You know, everybody that has a trading account. So every Joe Schmo, you know, you're vulnerable to pretty much everybody. So, you know, I don't usually prefer public companies. The only way to do the public company good, the only way to do the public company, you know, is pretty much if you wanna sell and you wanna get rid of it. Otherwise, why would you go public? You know, because after a while, you can't sell most of your stock. There's rules, you can't sell it straight away. You know, you have to wait. I'm not familiar because I haven't done any public companies, and it's probably 3 to 4 or 5 years. You know, you have to hold on to the stock before you can sell it. I don't know. You know, it's different from country to country, but you know, in the big markets like the USA and stuff like that, you know, it's probably, you know, it is like that. I know it is. I don't know exactly how many years you have to wait. But that is the only way to go. If you want to sell a company, but you're too greedy and say, I'm not gonna sell it. $1 billion is not enough for me, or whatever, or 500 million, whatever the company is, whatever the company does, and however big it is, and however network effects it has. Then you go public, and you become a multi-billionaire, pretty much overnight. But then you have to sustain it for the amount of years you just put a good team in, and then you have to sustain it for as many years, and then you sell the stock, and then whatever. This only applies if you wanna hold on to the company, if you want to do something with it, and if you, like Elon is doing with SpaceX and Tesla. These are long-term projects, decades-long projects, not not 5-year projects. And if you want to hold on to the company, and if you want to pass it on to your kids or whatever, then you sure as shit they're not gonna go public with it, because that would be dumb. If you're public, the only reason to go public is to get money. That's the only reason to go public, is to get large amounts of money flowing in. So instead of having a public company for the long haul, which is going to be a total disaster, as Elon is seeing right now, because they're competing interests all the time, and some people want it to fail. You want the company, you want everybody to want the company to succeed, not to fail. So you don't go public if you want something to hold on to it for a long time. You go public with certain things if you want the money, if you want to get rich quickly and then get rid of it, or just open up a fund, just open up an EFT or whatever. That's the way to go public on the stock exchange. You get money in, and then you just manage the money. You promise certain percentages. You don't promise. You just, you deliver certain percentages per year, and that's it. People give you money because, the banks don't give you any interest at all anymore. So everybody's rushing to that stuff. So, which is, the people who observe things will notice. So that was a stupid thing to do. I sort of understand why he did it, because he needed money. He needed money for production, so I understand why he did it. But long term, now that if Model 3 is successful and they can deliver on it, then there's no need for him to be a public company anymore, unless he's greedy and he wants, be 100 billionaire or whatever. If he wants to keep the company, if he wants to keep control, if he wants to, keep it long term, it would be wise to get it private. But as far as I know, he wanted to, a few weeks ago or whatever, and they've been attacking him like crazy. And now he said, oh, well, after talking with the board, we're going to stay public. Fine, but this is going to be hell on earth, because people are going to be more and more against you, and people are going to be losing billions of dollars because your company is succeeding. So, it is what it is, that's the world we live in. Everybody for themselves, they don't care about anything else. So, in terms of Mars, I don't know, what happened there. The media is just suddenly attacking him not as soon, but a little bit after his Mars plans. So, I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on. Does somebody not want people to go to Mars? I don't know. I mean, this is just speculation, obviously. So yeah, the people that show off their wealth are not wealthy at all, or they're certainly not as wealthy as they portray themselves to be. So you have to know this. Most of the so-called gurus, and self-help authors, they are not as rich as they portray themselves to be. Not even close. They throw out numbers. They throw out sales numbers. They throw out, 30 long, gross buy and sell numbers and stuff like that. You know who I'm talking about. I've talked about these dudes before. They're just manipulating their numbers for their dumb followers. Anybody in the know, or anybody just, with a cursory look at them, will know they're full of shit. Anybody who has real wealth and power will know these people are just, low-life salesmen, selling their followers a dream and just taking their money.